Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to dynamic resource and MCP. So what we are going to build here, firstly I'll show you how we can create a server file and client file where we will be actually fetching all the information related to dynamic resources in client file from server file. Okay? Because in last example we talked about the method, but that method was only for the static resource, right? But what we will do in case of dynamic resource. So this is the main agenda of this session. We will see how we can access the dynamic resources information from client from server to client. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on what is dynamic resource template. Okay. Alright. Now for that, what you can do, you can also refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find thousands of sessions, around 3,800 sessions are there on multiple courses like AI, web development, Python and other thing, right? So you can go through those content, and in case if you have any queries or questions related to that, just feel free to reach out to me through comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions. Okay. Alright, so let's go and see what we are going to build today's session. So currently I am in a server file where firstly I have imported the FastMCP, which is nothing but a tool that help us to build the server. Then on line number 18, I created my first server, that is MCP equal FastMCP template demo server. Okay, so this is template demo server. After that, we are using the decorator @mcp.resource, where we have kept the URI as info/about. So what it will do, like it will just tell the program that after this decorator, whatever method we have defined is not a normal method, it is a resource. Okay. So we created the resource with name get_about_info, which will just simply return the string. It is not receiving anything, it is just returning the string. Okay. So what string we are returning from here? We are just returning this thing. This server demonstrates static versus dynamic resource. After that, we created another resource, and this time we are accepting the parameter as username. Okay. So I just created this MCP resource where profile : /username. So whatever value of username will be provided by the client will be passed to this function. And again, this is not a normal function, this is a resource. So it will accept that resource, and then it will simply return this line profile for, and then whatever resource name is there, whatever username is there, along with this status. I just kept it hard coded for now because I just want to demonstrate this part. Okay, but we can make this thing also dynamic. So we will just simply return the resource information. Okay, fine. After that, in the third resource, I am accepting the parameter, but this time parameter is different. This is order ID. So I created the method name get order ID string, and then we are returning the value of string. Okay, so basically we are returning the message order #order ID status shipped. That's it. Okay, so server file I think is clear. This is the default line which almost in every example. So I think server wise we are good. Now let's go and see what is in client file, because that is too interesting. Okay, so in client file, firstly we are importing the basic thing like async IO, client session, studio server parameters and studio client. After that, we have defined this method, that is async define main, where we have specified the server params, studio server parameters, command is Python, argument is MCP-08 -server.py. Okay. After that, we perform the mandatory steps like async with studio client, server params, read write, async with client session, read write and as session, and then await session dot initialize, print connection successful. So till here whatever we have note down is something that is fixed and we have to do in every example because we want to connect our client with the server. After that, what we are doing, we are using the list resources. Okay, this is a method through which we are fetching all the information of static resources. Okay, so if we have multiple static resources on client side, on server side, and when we don't have any information about them, so what we can do, we can use this method session.list_resources, which will simply fetch the information of static resources, and then we will print it one by one. So I just printed the message static resource available, and then I am running one loop for. So for loop res in resource_response dot resources, and then I print the message that is res.uri, res.name. Okay, so one by one it will print URI as well as name. But this is only for the static resources. Now some of you might be thinking like how we will do the same thing but for the dynamic resources. So for that we have different method, and this is the main topic of today's session. Okay, so how we will fetch it? We will write this await session.list_resource template. So whatever information is present in this list_resource template will be stored into this template response. Okay, then we have this print, which is just a heading, like it will show dynamic resource and template, dynamic resource template available, and then we are iterating it inside a loop for template in templates_resources dot resource templates. Then we will show template.uri template name. Okay, so remember this difference. This is for the dynamic resource and this is for the static resource. After that I just printed one blank line, and then I'm just using reading my resources from the server. So for that I'm using await session.read resource and then profile colon / Rohan123. So this is nothing but a username I'm providing, and then we are getting this information, and whatever information we are getting from here will be printed with this text. Okay, so profile_result.content0 is .text, and similarly we are doing it for the order result. Here we have changed the parameter because this time we are passing the order ID, not the username. So on the basis of order ID it shows the message order_result.content0.text. Clear? So I think this part is clear to everyone. Now we are good to execute this code. So for that I'll just run the command, that is python mcp08-client.py, and when you press enter on it, it will simply execute the process and return me the output. Okay, so we have got the first message, that is connection successful. Then we have second thing, static resource available, and this is my static resource. So you can see this is the same thing that we have defined here as a static resource. Then we have next thing, that is dynamic resource. So we have two dynamic resource, one is for profile and one is for order. So it printed both the things, and after that we are just simply reading the resources, so that it is all that is here. Okay, so I think now you know both methods. If you have a requirement where you want to access the static resource, you can perform. If you want to do it for the dynamic resource, that also you can perform, because now you know the both method, and that's the reason, like I was saying, it is important, because here we are enabled for both kind of scenarios. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today, and in next session we will discuss one more interesting example for MCP. But before that, please do share your knowledge for this comment in the comment section for this question. And today's question is, what method lists only static resources, fixed URIs? I'm sure you know the answer already, because we have discussed this thing in detail, but still I would request you to do share your knowledge in the comment section, because when you share your knowledge in comment section frequently, it will benefit us in three ways. First, it will help you to recall all the interviews and examination question, okay, because these are very important question, and if you are preparing for some interviews or exam, it will help you. Second, let's say if someone is there who don't know the answer of this question, so what they will do, like they can simply refer it from the comment section instead of searching it on net, right? So it will save their time and you are also helping them, so it's great thing. Third thing, when you write frequent comments, it populates me so many notification that you guys are referring these sessions and you are responding to them answer. Then on the basis of that only, I will release more and more sessions for this playlist. So please do share your knowledge in the comment section, and even if there is any question that you want to ask, feel free to reach out to me through comment. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.